Don in London. Hello, it's August the 6th, 2009, Thursday morning, and it's just coming up to 9 o'clock in the morning here in London, UK, and a good 24 hours for me. But before I go there, what are my videos all about? They're about recovery, and recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. My substance, alcohol, it could have been anything else, I guess, and my behaviour, trying to be whatever you wanted me to be, and trying to fit in, and trying to do the next right thing, and trying to fix whatever was going on in my head, which meant I had to do more and more and more in order to feel that I was part of, included, and making progress, I guess, towards perfection. And of course there is no such thing as perfection, but there is progress towards all sorts of ends. And for me, being into addiction in a big way with the alcohol for quite a long time, I lost the plot, completely lost the plot, and didn't know where to turn. And it took a long time for me to realise exactly what was going on for me, and also to get the right sort of help. And often we feel we don't want to talk about it, we feel shameful, guilty. Why can't I stop this behaviour? Why can't I stop this drinking? And why can I not use my willpower to get me out of this? Because willpower has always been my strong point. And the gift is, once we realise that willpower will not work, our thinking keeps us drinking or behaving in an addictive way, trying to fix something in our heads, rather than be at peace on a daily basis, have a life plan one day long, stop using coping strategies as a way of living. Then we start to understand where serenity is. It's accepting the good and the bad of life as it occurs, and being a part of and sharing it and expressing it, and not isolating, not trying to do it alone. And much of our culture these days is about competing to be number one, and the answer is maybe not the key to living. I don't know, I can only judge for me these days, I cannot judge for anybody else. But if we have a burning ambition to be okay, and to strive as hard as we can in any career or any endeavour, we are likely to hit brick walls from time to time. And I guess it's how we deal with success as well as no success, which actually gets our true measure, gets the balance right, that we will succeed in some things and not in others. So I succeeded in thinking my way into self-will will get me out of my addiction, and it then took me an awful long time to realise I needed help. And I had that moment of clarity right towards the end of my drinking. It wasn't the final part of my drinking. My final drinking was enraged, and I was raging at myself and raging at those who were trying to help me, because I didn't understand what they were doing. So the enraged feeling and the anger that comes out initially when we're starting to get sober is almost uncontrollable. And the people we actually victimise most are ourselves, because we go back and have another go with another drink or another drug or another set of behaviours. And it's confounding. How on earth do we get out of this? So it's not easy. And if 1 in 13 of the UK population have a drink dependency problem, imagine just how big it is, and how difficult it is, and how much people hide away. So it's not easy, and what helped me most of all was family, professional people, community, and a fellowship where I could go and talk about this for as long as I needed to get it out there in the open, to be a part of something. And yeah, a fellowship, just simply a fellowship where we can go and talk the truth. And so that fellowship, Alcoholics Anonymous, it helped me find a way to live one day at a time. That's my life plan today. So coping strategies, well, are they useful? They can be if they're temporary. But when we make a long-term coping strategy to take the edge off us, like drink or drugs or behaviour, then we are living in coping rather than living at all. So what's the answer? Well, I've only got my answer, and although I go to the fellowship of AA, I cannot speak for individuals or the programme or the fellowship. It's a unique, authentic fellowship, and full of unique, authentic people with their own ideas, and where they share their truth is their business, not mine. So I can say I go to AA, but I can't say who else does, and I try to make sure that I keep that sacrosanct. Anonymity for me is a place to find the truth, and the truth is our spiritual connection to now. All sounds like gobbledygook if you're in the early days of recovery. But I'll share the AA preamble. I go every day if I can, and I went to a meeting last night and I did the chair at a newcomers meeting up in Portobello, and it's quite exhausting because I need to focus on what it was like in early recovery, which is what I did. So anyway, AA, this preamble or statement is shared at the beginning of every meeting, and was last night. And I don't know where I was because I didn't hear it. I must have been lost in my head somewhere trying to think what to say, and it all comes out. Anyway, the statement says, Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. Yippee, because that's all it's there for. Primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And there's a Tradition 5 which was mentioned in the meeting last night, and it reads this: each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. And we do suffer a lot when we're in active addiction because we can't stop. It's ruining our health, it's ruining our peace of mind, it's taking away any balance we may have had, and we're really stuck in the mire, in a great big mass of mud, which is so easily sucking us into our last chance. And I often say to some people that the AA is the last chance saloon. But actually the last chance saloon is when you're on a deathbed and in the hospital because your addiction has taken you there, rather than a place of serenity when you're on a deathbed and you think, I'll just have a sleep now and see what happens next. I can be a little bit glib, but why not? Anyway, daily reflections for today, and it says driven, August 6th. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. And that comes from AA's Big Book, page 62. I think it's probably the 3rd edition, not sure. My selfishness was the driving force behind my drinking. I drank to celebrate success. I drank to drown my sorrows. Humility is the answer. I learned to turn my will and my life over to the care of God, or good conscience, or a higher power. My sponsor tells me that service keeps me sober. Today I ask myself, have I sought knowledge of God's will for me, or good conscience, or a higher power? Have I done service for my AA group? Have I done service for my family, my community? And it's not all about me. Now, however did that happen to me? When we've got the blinkers on so firmly that the only thing we can think of is which off licence to go to where they won't know that I'm an alcoholic. Those days of marching around trying to find somewhere to buy booze and hiding our inner truth, if you like, that we are addicted. Trouble is, the rest of the world have already guessed, and we're the ones who are deluding ourselves. Anyway, page 168 in the As Bill Sees It, one you can read till the cows come home, as I say. It says here, though many theologians hold that sudden spiritual experiences amount to a special distinction, if not a divine appointment of some sort, I question this view. Every human being, no matter what his attributes, for good or evil, is a part of the divine spiritual economy. Therefore, each of us has his place, and I cannot see that God intends to exalt one over the other. In other words, we're all in the same place, hopefully. And, that's so important for me, because our fellowship, my fellowship, is a place where you can be yourself. No one's bigger, no smaller than the other person. That we always bring our wisdom of the day to a meeting. So for me, it was a good experience last night, and I saw a lot of people I haven't seen for quite a while. And I enjoyed being there and being a part of. And I got invited to see a review next Monday, so I'll see how I go. And it was nice to be included, part of something, rather than be excluded, hiding away, like something which is under a stone. And you know what? Life can be all right. I'm tired this morning, but the Serenity Prayer, God, or to a high conscience, or good conscience, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference is simply just for today.